time. Welcome to Explore and Restore, my dear friends. I will do the countdown to our playlist. 1, 2, 3, go. And we will get started. I will invite you today to make a choice to explore what your body wants from your practice today, whether that means beginning our practice lying down or in a comfortable seat or your child pose or standing up, whatever feels right in your body this morning. Let's connect right away to how our intuition is guiding us, to what feels good, to how we can better take care of our bodies. So right away, close the eyes, listen, and then based on that, allow yourself to settle into a shape, whatever that shape may be, that feels wonderful for you. And then you can allow yourself a nice big open mouth exhale, a sigh of relief for this gorgeous spring weather we're having, a sigh of relief, of gratitude for yourself for making it to class today. That's often the hardest part of our practice. A sigh of relief knowing that after we move and breathe for an hour, things are gonna feel good after our practice and we can move into our weekend with this awesome energy. And I'll invite you now to keep that focus on your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Observing how it feels today to breathe in and out, observing if there are any lingering thoughts from your chaotic week that your monkey mind is trying to cling to, and see if with each breath you can let them go. Each breath an opportunity to release. Experiencing the detox, the energizing of fresh oxygen through the body. And that wonderful letting go as we let out all that air. So our Explore and Restore practice, I like to move into our first 35, 40 minutes of more intense movement, of some fun vinyasa flow that we can explore our bodies, our minds. And then the end of our class, I like to take as an opportunity for some restorative shapes, some stillness and release. And through these different parts of our practice today, I'll invite you to focus on an intention. And simply today, the intention I'll ask you to focus on is to become aware of the storylines that you're perpetuating in your mind. So what is a storyline? A storyline are those thoughts that come up to us during our day-to-day life and during our yoga practice. And it can sound like, oh, this is fun, I'm enjoying this. But quite often it can also sound like, I am not strong enough, I am not flexible enough, this doesn't look good enough, this isn't working, etc., etc. And when we become aware of those types of storylines, the negative ones that make us not feel quite as good, and we have the courage to explore them, to be aware of them, to acknowledge that they're there, we can then change that. And we can have that power in these spaces of stillness and breath to change those storylines, to see if we can move from I'm not strong enough to, man, am I glad I made it to my mat today. I can feel my strength getting greater and greater each time I get to the mat. That's just an example. And And yeah, so I invite you guys today to keep a focus on that, observing those storylines. They're going to come up. We're human. And then when they do, see if you can change them. See if you can recognize something positive that you can replace them with. This works on our yoga mat. If we practice it here, we can then practice it in our day-to-day life. So keeping that in mind through our practice today, I will invite you to begin here with 3 beautiful deep breaths. We're going to take 4 counts in through the nose and 4 counts out, beginning with an inhalation for 1, 2, 3, 4, and an exhalation for 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 more times on your own. Filling the body completely, finding space no matter what shape you're in, and then exhaling, completely melting more closer to the earth, feeling that immediate relax of the shoulders. 1 more breath just like that. And at the bottom of our exhalation, from whichever shape you're in, I'm going to invite you to keep your eyes closed and to move into a child pose. So explore that idea of not opening your eyes from whatever shape you've chosen to be in as you move, knowing that you're not going to fall off your mat. There's not some sort of cliff happening here. Your mat's not moving, just you. And keep your eyes closed as you make your way, exploring your space into that shape, keeping the knees spread nice and wide, the fingers reaching forward, the forehead connecting to the earth, and feeling that gorgeous elongation of the spine, pressing the sit bones against the heels, reaching the fingers forward. Take a beautiful breath in, a complete exhalation. And our next inhale, we're going to rise up into our cat pose. So you can keep, our cow pose. You can keep the knees nice and wide here, just exploring a different variation of this as we arch the back, lifting the hips, opening the heart space, keeping the gaze up. And as we exhale, we'll round the spine, finding our cat pose, allowing our hips to sink back down into our child pose shape. So moving fluidly, inhale, send the heart forward, create length in your neck, in your spine, in your chest. Exhale, round the spine, stretching like a cat, creating space in the shoulder blades as you release the hips back to the heels. Or just 1 more time through on your own. Wonderful. And from here, we're going to shift forward. Shoulders come over the wrists. We're going to step the feet back right away into a plank pose. Option always to keep the knees on the floor if you want to modify a bit here. Otherwise, we're going to build some heat in the body, pressing the knuckles down, the fingertips, those fingers spread nice and wide, heels to the back, squeezing the belly in towards the spine. We continue to breathe. What is the storyline going on here? How can you change it? Maybe just adding a smile can change the storyline. Deep breath in, and our exhalation gently releases both knees to the earth in our tabletop pose. And I'll invite you to move your body in whatever way feels wonderful and fun for you here. You can find some circles of the spine, of the hips, the neck, the shoulders, the jaw. Exploring how our body feels today, thinking about how we're going to really take care of it, what movements, what stretches will feel particularly good here. And our next breath in, we'll inhale to send the right toes to the back, keeping the foot flexed, the foot as if it's pushing against a wall, belly towards the spine, hands into the earth. Inhale deeply, exhale, right knee to the left shoulder, finding a little activation of the belly here. Inhale to extend. Exhale, right knee to nose. And if that's too much, you can always just bring the knee down to meet the left. Otherwise, we're finding that rolling open of the shoulders, extend the leg long. Exhale, right knee, right shoulder, and hold with a deep breath in. Our exhalation allows us to release the right foot outside of the right hand as we sink into the hips. So allow that left knee to come back behind you maybe, and really enjoy that opening of the hips here. Open the heart space, space in the neck. I love a good lizard pose. I think this is one of my favorite stretches here. And if you want, you can come to the knife edge of the right foot, find kind of an open twist, which adds a nice stretch for the outside of the right hip. We'll breathe in deeply here. Choo, choo, choo. And as we exhale, we'll straighten that right leg, sending the hips to the back, keeping the right leg long, flexing the right toes back towards the face. So since the foot isn't in the center of the mat, we're experiencing kind of a different stretch than our traditional long-legged fold here. Allowing the spine to be long, enjoying the stretch, finding space in our bodies. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, point the right toes, draw a big circle, semicircle, bringing the right toes all the way to the back of the mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky, supported side plank, right arm up. Option if you wish to add some intensity, bringing the left foot underneath the right in a full side plank. Whew. Sun is right in my eyes and I'm loving it. And then from here, wherever you are, two big circles of the right arm in one direction, creating some space in the shoulder, two big circles in the other direction. Squeezing in the abs, keeping those hips lifted. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, we release, tabletop pose. We'll take a moment to take care of our wrists here, exploring if we can bring the fingertips towards the knees, allowing the forearms to face forward. And in this shape, if it's possible, if it's okay for the arms, finding 3 rounds of our cat-cow once again, breathing in, lifting the hips, opening the chest, gazing up. And exhale to round, drop the hips. Roll the spine, shoulders open, head releases. 2 more times on your own, thinking about our Ujjayi breath, breathing in and out through the nose. Slight constriction in the back of the throat with each exhale. Beautiful. Tuck your toes. Allow the hips to connect to your heels, now stretching the bottom of our feet, and then give the wrists a little shake to let that go. You can move the fingers around. You can make figure eights of the hands here. Bring your awareness to the bottoms of your feet, to your ankles. Each breath in, sending new oxygen there. Each breath out, releasing what might feel tense. And then shifting the hands forward once again, tabletop pose. This time we send our left leg to the back, toes pointed to the floor as if you're kicking the wall behind you. Notice the activation in the gluteal muscles here and see if you can keep the left hip on the same line as the right. We find a deep breath in. Exhale, rounding the shoulders, invite the left knee to come towards the right shoulder, a little twist. Inhale, extend the leg long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder. And hold here for a breath in. Our exhale releases the left foot outside of the left hand. Feel free to adjust the right knee. You might bring it back a little bit to settle into the hips, settling into our lizard pose. If there's a variation you'd like to take, coming down to the forearms, or maybe the knife edge of the left foot, pressing the knee away, feel free to do so. Remember, part of our class here today is that opportunity to explore our body, to give it what it wants so that we feel good. Quite simple as that. Breathe in. And with an exhale, we send the hips back. We allow this kind of at an angle leg stretch. For me, I feel this really nicely kind of behind and above the knee. We allow our spine to stay long, and flexing the toes back towards the face will allow the stretch to be a little bit deeper. Hips stay square, deep breath in. And then we'll point the left toes. I have a wall in my way, but if you can, draw a big semicircle of the foot until it reaches the back of the mat. Pressing the right hand into the earth, we shift the left hips over the right and invite the left arm up to the sky. Option to keep the right knee down, option to send the right foot underneath the left, having a little more activation in the core. Lifting the left arm up and then making two big circles in one direction. Breathing with this movement, two big circles in the other direction. Gorgeous. Arriving back to our tabletop pose, slowly, gently walking the hands forward, allowing our heart space to drop to the floor as the hips stay lifted over the knees in our downward puppy. The forehead connects to the earth as we rock from left to right, finding a little massage in the temple, in the forehead. Dropping the shoulders down towards the floor, the chest down towards the floor. And then from here, interlace the hands in front of you, tuck your toes, shift the shoulders forward. We arrive to a forearm plank, of course, option to keep the knees down. If the knees are down, shoulders, hips, knees in one line. Otherwise, we keep those knees lifted, legs active, squeezing in the belly. Finding some core strength here, activating. Last deep breath in. And then exploring, if we can, keeping the knees lifted, pressing the left and then the right hand into the floor, plank, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog, our first one of our practice. Maybe we go ahead and take a nice big open mouth exhale here. And whatever movements feel good to go alongside that, bending the knees. A gentle shake of the head, yes and no. I like to explore here, coming to the tops of my feet and stretching out my ankles. Just go slow with that motion, maybe one foot at a time. And think about the space in your spine, sending the tailbone back behind you so we can allow for space between each vertebrae. Invite the feet to come off the mat here. Wide-legged downward dog. Walk the hands forward, shift the shoulders forward into our wide-legged plank. Left hand underneath the face as the right arm comes behind the spine for 3, for 2, and 1. Right hand down, left arm comes behind the spine for 3, for 2. And left hand down as we walk the hands all the way back between the feet. in a forward fold with our knees bent, grabbing opposite elbows and swaying from left to right. Shake the head yes and no. Make some circles of the jaw. You might even flutter the lips and let that go. As the fingertips release, we rise one vertebrae at a time to standing. Moving slowly and gently here. Head is the last to come up, chin parallel to the floor. We extend our arms and then bring the ankles underneath the wrists. So preparing for our prasarita. We want our feet to be about where the wrists are here. Interlacing the hands behind the hips, rolling the shoulders back, maybe a little bend to the knees for support as we exhale to fold. Enjoying a really nice deep shoulder stretch, our prasarita C. See if you can go ahead and straighten those legs, shifting the weight a little bit more into the toes, knowing we're not going to fall. Keep the head released, neck released, crown of the head dropping towards the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the earth. And from here, heels in, toes out, knees bent, hands to hips. As we inhale and rise up to our goddess pose, taking a moment to strengthen these beautiful legs. Feel free to move a little bit from side to side. Keep the shoulders over the hips, nice and relaxed. Sink into the hips, lift the right heel up. And then release, lift the left heel up. And then release, no surprises, as both heels come up. And we strengthen our ankles and maybe even bounce a little bit, finding a dance. Inhale deeply, exhale, both heels down. Hands can come to the knees as we drop the right shoulder in towards the center. Really nice stretch for that shoulder here. And then coming up. Left side, we release left shoulder in towards the center. The head can be nice and relaxed. Hands on the knees for support. 5-pointed star. We press the feet into the earth, straightening the legs, reaching the arms up to the sky. How much space can you find? Exhale, invite both feet together at the back of your mat. For our strong mountain pose. The big toes connect. Some space between the heels, tailbone down, nice active belly. Little smile on the face. Observing how it feels to be grounded here. To have both feet firmly on the floor. And then with an inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale to roll them back and down. Beautiful. 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders come all the way up. Exhale, we release them back and down. Last time through, beautiful breath in. And then we let it go. We're going to move through a series of balance poses. So moving from 2 feet on the floor to just the left foot. The right leg stays super active. The hands can begin on the hips. We'll take a breath in to draw the right knee into the chest. Option 1, we hold the knee in close. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Option 2, catching a hold of the right big toe with the right piece fingers. And then if you wish to explore, you can extend that leg long. Try to keep the spine straight, the left leg really strong. We take a beautiful deep breath in. Everything should be shaking. It's not easy. One more inhale. And our exhale gently allows the right foot to connect to the earth in front of us. Right hand to the hip, right foot grounded, left knee into the chest. Maybe start by drawing that left knee in nice and close, finding the stability in the right leg. And then from here, right hand to the hip, left piece fingers around the big toe. Extend that left leg long and breathe. Don't forget to breathe, such an important part of this shape and every shape. Nice strong right leg, inhale. Exhale, a gentle step forward of that left foot. Grounding the left foot into the earth. Once again, right knee to the chest. This time, open up the leg. So as we catch the right knee with the right hand, we're going to hold it open. And again, if you wish, you can hold on to the big toes and extend that right leg out to the side. Whew. Try to keep the shoulders nice and relaxed here, the face nice and relaxed. Last breath in. Exhale, a gentle release as we step forward with the right foot. And we breathe in to bring the left knee into the chest. Open up that hip, open the left knee towards the left. You can hold on to the knee with the left hand, or perhaps catch the big toes and extend that left leg. Oop, I don't have any space. Long to the left here. My foot's gonna rest on this bookshelf. Hopefully yours is not. Nice, long, tall spine. Inhale, we come back to center. Exhale, step with the left foot. Last balance shape of our little series here. The right leg lifts to the chest, both hands at the hips. Extend that right leg long and squeeze. The leg should be shaking. Both legs are super active. Hands at the hips, squeeze in the belly. Inhale deeply. Exhale, right leg down. Last leg, left knee to the chest. Left leg extends long. We squeeze and breathe, pressing the earth away with the right foot. Gorgeous deep breath in. And exhale, let it go. We meet together, both feet hip width distance. Hands are still connected to the hips. Space between the feet, grounded. Inhale deeply. Exhale to fold over the legs. Interlacing your peace fingers around the big toes. Inhale, extend the spine long. Exhale, pull the body into the legs. Twice more, inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Last time through, we breathe in. And exhale, holding. Dropping the head towards the floor, the elbows pointed to either side of the rim. Inhale deeply. Exhale, plant the hands into the earth. Step both feet to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. Gorgeous. Take 3 breaths in here of stillness. Noticing how this downward dog is changing the space that you're slowly but surely being able to create in your body. What storylines have come up so far that you can acknowledge, that you can release? Next inhalation, the right toes travel up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Find a nice circle of the knee one direction. A nice circle of the knee in the other direction. And exhale, right foot comes through between the hands, low lunge, nice and strong and steady here. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, extend the right leg long, pyramid pose. A little bit modified here, staying on the toes of the left foot, nice long spine. And as we inhale, we're going to come all the way up to a warrior two. So shift that knee forward, left arm reaches forward, up, and then back as the right arm comes parallel to the floor. We open up the hips, send the tailbone down, relax the shoulders. So much peace and calm in the face. Can't stress this enough. If you're clenching your jaw, you're sending your energy into the wrong place. As you exhale, allow that right knee to straighten, the right arm to reach forward, and we exhale, or we find our triangle pose. Left arm reaches up to the sky, right hand can rest gently on the ankle, perhaps inside of the ankle. As those left fingers reach to touch the ceiling above us. We'll make a big transition here once again. Inhale to lift the body, right foot parallel to the left. Exhale, left toes to the back of the mat, half moon towards the back. Our left fingertips outside the left foot. As we stack the right hip over the left, extend the right leg parallel to the earth. And the right fingertips reaching in up to the sky. Squeeze that right leg, take a beautiful breath in. Exhale, low lunge to the back of the mat. And right away we breathe in high lunge. Gorgeous. Right leg is super straight, left knee over ankle, shoulders completely relaxed. Complete deep breath in. And exhale, plant the hands on either side of the left foot. We step our left foot back to meet the right, downward facing dog. So we might be a little turned around here, but that's what we're doing today, exploring our space. Inhale, right toes, reach all the way up to the sky, left toes. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, one big circle in one direction. Another big circle in the other direction. And we invite that left foot to come all the way through between the hands. Low lunge, find your foundation. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, straighten the left leg long. Staying on the toes of the right foot, enjoying that gorgeous stretch in the left leg. Big movement to our warrior two as we shift forward. Bring the right arm forward to reach, right arm up, and then parallel. Nice big crack in the hip there. We make sure that our left foot is, our right foot is parallel to the earth, and our arms parallel to the floor. Settle nicely into the hips. Allow the left knee to stay directly over that ankle. Straighten the left leg, reach the left arm forward, triangle pose. As the right arm comes up to the sky, we have space in both sides of our bodies, reaching that right arm up, crown of the head towards the front, stacking right hip over left. Inhale, rise up, left foot parallel to the right. Exhale, right toes to the front, half moon as the right fingertips connect to the earth. And the left leg is parallel to the floor and the left arm reaches up. Find your balance, exploring your space here. Allow yourself to feel a little turned around. Inhale completely. Exhale a little low lunge. And then as the left toes gently connect, right away we rise, high lunge. Both hips square. Shoulders relaxed. Right knee over ankle, left leg straight and strong. Breathe in deeply. Exhale, plant the hands on either side of the right foot steps back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. We're going to move through our sequence one time, exploring our space on the mat. We breathe in together, right toes up to the sky. Exhale, right foot comes through between the hands, low lunge. Inhale, open up the heart space. Exhale, right leg straightens, triangle pose. Inhale, we rise all the way up, warrior two. How much space can you take up on your mat? Exhale, triangle pose. Gently, gracefully, allowing the arms to explore. Inhale, lifting up with the strength of the core. Exhale, half moon to the back of our mat. Ooh, gorgeous. Inhale here, strong left leg. Exhale, low lunge. With control, slowly releasing the right toes to the back. Inhale, high lunge, one breath to reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the earth. Downward facing dog. Left toes travel to the sky. Feel that space in the back of the right leg. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, pyramid pose. Left leg straight. Inhale, we travel all the way forward to meet in our warrior two. Strong warrior, inspiring this energy into our weekend. Exhale, triangle pose. Squeezing both sides of the core. Inhale as if someone's pulling up on the right hand. We rise up. Exhale, half moon to the front of the mat. Right fingertips connect outside of the right toes. Left hip stacked over right. Left arm up to the sky. Beautiful breath in. Low lunge. With control. Inhale, high lunge. Rising up to standing. Right knee stays over the ankle. Exhale, hands connect to the earth. We step the right foot back to meet the left. Last 10 seconds of intensity here in our plank. Notice if the storylines have changed at all since our first plank pose. Notice if you can change them again here. If you can add a smile, taking our last beautiful breath in. Exhale for your downward dog. One more inhalation. And exhale into any variation of your child pose that feels wonderful for you. So here you might choose to let the knees be as wide as your yoga mat. Hips connected to heels. Arms extending long in front of you. Forehead to the earth. You might choose to have the knees together and the arms by the side of the body. Whichever variation you've chosen here, allow yourself to settle in, preparing to take a couple of really nice deep breaths. We'll move into the restore portion of our practice. settling into our poses for maybe a little longer than we would usually hold them. Granting ourselves the experience of exploring stillness. Maybe you can ask yourself, how does it feel to be in my body right now? Maybe you can ask yourself, how does it feel to breathe right now? How can I use my breath to move deeper into this shape? Are there areas of tension that I can let go of? Are there storylines in my head that I can change? In whichever variation of your child pose you've chosen, notice how it feels to fill the upper body entirely with air, as if you're filling up a balloon. And then as you let that air seep out, and let the body melt a little closer to the earth, find even more heaviness. And like we did in the beginning of our practice, we'll move out of this child pose with our eyes closed. So it'll be a big transition, but an opportunity for you to once again explore your space and maybe become a little more deeply in tune with your body, the intuitive choices you make to change shapes here. So from our child pose, we'll move to a wide-legged forward fold, which means that our legs will be spread nice and wide, like a 90-degree angle at the hips, and our upper body will fold forward between the legs. So with the eyes closed, take your time getting there. There's no rush, there's no correct speed or correct way to do this. I remind you again that even though your eyes are closed, you're not going to fall off into some dark abyss. Your floor is not going anywhere. Careful not to break any lamps, I guess is what I would say. Once you've set up, allowing your legs to be spread nice and wide, you can absolutely bring a couple pillows if you have them. If you need to open your eyes to get them, then do so. And then allow yourself to melt it forward so that the upper body will become nice and heavy in between the legs here. And again, we'll stay in this shape for quite a few breaths. So I notice for me, when I move into these deep stretches, there's kind of a series of things that happen. All the different storylines that we tell ourselves in the marathon of getting into a stretch. Maybe at the beginning, it feels something like, "Ooh, that's tight." This is tough. How long is she going to make us stay here? But then maybe after those first initial reactions, those first couple breaths, you notice that you're okay. We're okay here. This actually feels kind of nice. Got my pillow. Don't have to move too deep. If I want to stay here, I can stay here. And maybe even you recognize you want to move a little bit further. So you can use your breath, inhaling to expand the spine, create some length, and exhaling to melt the body even more deeply, closer to the floor. And if you ever get to a point where you feel like you may have gone a little too far, you always have that option of coming back a little bit. But part of our exploration of our yoga practice here is to see if we can sit for a couple moments in discomfort. If the storylines of our head are actually telling us this is pain and I need to leave, then we do listen to those storylines. But if the storylines are just telling us this is a little uncomfortable, I'm not used to this, then maybe we can change that narrative. Wow, I feel myself gaining some space in my hips. I'm more flexible than I thought. I'm grateful to be stretching my body here. From here, you can choose to keep your eyes open or closed. This is up to you now as you press the hands into the floor. Whew. Slowly make your way out of that fold, closing these gorgeous legs, allowing the feet to plant into the floor. And then maybe wrapping the arms underneath the knees for a moment as you let the forehead connect to the knees. And just say thank you to your legs, thank you to yourself. Gratitude once again for making it to your mat today. And our last little restorative pose here is going to be our legs up the wall pose. So take your time setting this up. Basically, if you don't have a wall near you, you can simply come to the floor and let the legs extend into the sky. But if you do have a wall near you, I have to be careful of this candle. Then you can bring your hips nice and close all the way up to the edge of the wall. And then let your legs just press against the wall here. And I think a really nice addition to this shape is to cactus your arms. So 90-degree bend of the elbows, and then let the arms come out next to you like this, but on the floor, like a cactus. And you can explore the use of props here. So maybe bringing a pillow underneath the upper body feels really nice and feels like an additional chest opener, heart opener, collarbone opener. Maybe you're done with the stillness and you want to explore your space by moving your legs around, opening the hips, the knees, that's fine too. Pointing, flexing the toes. A lot of benefits. I actually have just saw, quick side note, on a yoga journal that apparently legs up the wall pose is taking over TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know about this, but apparently it's all the rage. And a couple benefits that we have of this pose here is that it increases circulation. So in our inversions, when we're kind of upside down like this, It helps our heart to pump the blood in a different direction that it's not used to, gaining some strength there. The shape increases concentration. And it's a great shape to really connect in with yourself. So I'll give you a couple moments of silence, maybe with the eyes closed, maybe with both hands on the heart or on your third eye chakra between your eyebrows. Connecting to your own sense of self, your own intuition. Enjoying a couple breaths. And in your own way, we'll meet together in our on our spine. Not yet Savasana, almost. On our spine, on our mat. Taking your time, you might feel that rush of blood into the legs, moving carefully and gently with your body, and then allowing your knees to travel into your chest once again, and maybe rocking from left to right, really massaging out the spine, massaging out the back of the head. And we'll close it off here with a really nice happy baby shape. So maybe we grab the outside of our feet. We might grab the shins, the bottoms of the thighs, whatever feels good as we perhaps continue rocking left and right, or maybe straightening one leg and then the other. You can once again put a little smile on your face. Maybe laugh or yawn or scream or cry, whatever is that release of emotion that you need for yourself today. And then we'll close it off by inviting both knees into the chest, wrapping our arms around our knees, lifting our forehead up to the knees, squeezing the muscles in our body, face, fingers, toes, core. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Deepest breath in we've taken yet so far today. And we exhale to melt. Final Savasana. Again, you might choose to bring a pillow into your practice here, or some blankets, a sweater. Finally, praise higher power. The spring is here. So it's getting warmer, but sometimes it's nice after moving to get nice and cozy. You can have a little sip of water. You can remind yourself that for the next few moments, there's nowhere else you need to be. There's nothing else you need to be doing. But absorbing the benefits of your hard work. Enjoying a few moments of peace and calm. And I will let you know when it is time to come back. you can allow your next breath in to fill the belly, fill the chest. Inspire awareness back in the fingers and in the toes. Moving the head from left to right, making some nice circles of the jaw. And eventually sending your arms back behind you, pointing the toes, finding a nice long full body stretch here with a gorgeous deep breath in. And then with your exhale, we move into a comfortable ball on the right side of the body, where we'll practice a moment of gratitude, feeling grateful for our beautiful Mother Earth, the only home we have that we must protect. Grateful for the people here who we love, who bring us joy, and grateful for yourself for taking time out of your crazy day for the health of your body and your mind. And with this gratitude filling you up, once again, last time with the eyes closed, you can slowly make your way to a comfortable seat. Allowing the hands to connect at the heart space, maybe the gentle bow of the chin towards the chest. Bring us back for a moment to our intention. Recognizing our storylines. Knowing that when we become aware of them, we can change them. We're so used to seeing a lot of negative things, feeling negative things. Things are tough. It's a tough world. And a lot of that perpetuates in our inner monologue and the narrative that we're telling ourselves all day. I'm too busy. I don't feel well. I'm too tired. I'm not strong enough. This is too hard. And if you keep telling yourself that, it surely will be true. But if we can maybe recognize those narratives and begin to start to change them, you might notice that you have a little bit more positive thought process, a little bit more ability to do things you want to do. And if we practice it here on our mat, it becomes a lot easier to practice in our day-to-day life. So we'll take our final breath together. Thumbs coming up to the third eye with an inhale and exhale. We bow forward as one. Namaste, my beautiful friends.